Okay, is that it? I think that's it. Yes, it works. It finally works. Okay. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back. To another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and once he finally figures out how to connect the USB cable to the streaming to the streaming box that he has. He's wondering, okay, all right, we got lights, we got sound. Why is no action going on? Well, because you got to plug it in. That's why. That's why. I tell you what. What works? Nothing works. Nothing works here, Mark Anthony. Hey, how's it going? I wanted to do it at 8:10 and I go to I go to stream and I'm trying to listen, trying to okay, why am I not getting any audio? I see everything working. I see everything's working here. Everything's fine. I didn't have my cable plugged in, so all right, there we are, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. You know what? Bear is mad. Bear is mad. Not only. I tell you what. I dinged my finger my claw, the claw the other day. So I'm sitting here trying to type, and that just doesn't work. And the freaking pollen. The tree jizzes everywhere. It gets in Bear's eyes and up his nose and everything. And now they're starting to. They're doing fires out there. The Forest Service is burning up the national forest there, and I tell you what, it's been driving havoc. The allergies and everything. Oh, and on top of all that, Bear's out there trying to get his rest in his cave. All of a sudden, oh my God, the owls! The owls are out now. It's springtime, so the owls are getting busy and knocking boots and everything. Hoo. Yeah, we hear you. That's who. Quit your hooing. We know what's going on. I know what's going on up there. Dang owls. I tell you what, those dang owls. All right. Anyways, so that's what Bear's up to. Nothing's working. Fingers dinged up. Claws dinged up. Too much pollen and smoke in the air. Owls having sex. It's the woods are just crazy this time of year. All right. First question, did you plug in your device? It is plugged in. Did you restart? Well, no, I'm not going to restart the computer. Bear hasn't had his salmon today. That's true. It's true. Laughing at Mike jumping into yet another controversy. I'm assuming Miller here is jumping into another controversy because I actually have the good mic here. Let me I don't want to switch it up. I've got a couple things here, but just very briefly here. We're going to be doing the It Can't Happen live stuff in just a little bit. Get a couple more people in here, but right now, just kind of a little quick preview. The other mic, the good mic here, talking about USAssassin. I'm not sure if this is like USAssassin 2 or I think it was Inter Zero Face, which was pretty cool. Yeah, Miller. Okay, it involves a certain red rooster. Okay. I don't know. I can't help that poor man. I can't help him. I tell you what. Actually, let me. Speaking of which. Okay, let me move this over here. I can finally. This is so good. I can finally actually see my chat this time, which is great. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, the Kevin Sharp cover. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay. What did I do? Oh man, I covered up my OBS. I tell you what. Okay, there we are. One of these days, Bear will get a hang of this, but it won't be today. Not with the owls keeping him up. All right. Click off of that, and you click onto this. There we are. You know what? I tell you what. One of the things about this channel, I tell you what. It might not be the most viewed, channel out there, but you know what? We get things done. I tell you what. I mean, after 5 months, 6 months. We did this thing the other week where we were talking about some of the late projects, including Red Rooster, but I think they sent off their proofs or something the last time, so that's something to look forward to. But we're also talking about Sovereign, and haven't heard anything from Andrew Huerta forever. All of a sudden, bam, Sovereign update. So you know what? This is the channel. If you want to get things done, Bear's the one to do it. Yes, he is. All right, so just want to give a kind of a quick update on Sovereign Update number 14, the quick one. And we'll just go into this just very briefly here because we were talking about it, I think, last week and everything. So, damn! He starts off, damn. 2020 sucked hard, but I'm still grinding. Yes, he is. Here's a quick update with some progress shots of a cover in he's doing another cover? I thought they already had a cover. I don't know. All right, in an interior page. So he has kind of this sketched out cover here. Looks like it's just pencils. I don't think it's in ink, but I don't know. It could be. And then, of course, he's got a page here, which is very basic, I would say. And this isn't a slight on the artwork or anything like that. But after like a couple months, it's like, oh, okay, here's 2 pages. One of them's a cover. I thought we already had a cover. And here's a page, which is kind of sketched out here. Just kind of a I suppose, what did he call it? A layout page? What did he call it here? Interior page. An interior page. Anyways, he's just kind of laying that out. And he continues, my schedule and time are beginning to normalize again. Ah, that's great. So I'm pushing to catch up on updates once again after only 5 months. That's all right. It always feels good to work on Sovereign. And thank you for being patient. Oh, well, what choice do we have, really? I mean, the refunds are closed, so he can't get the refunds. So I guess all we can do is wait. Take care and catch you on the next one. Peace. Huerta. And I'm going to stand by my my claim that I don't think we're going to see this. I mean, you're going to see a couple pages like this, but I don't ever think that we're going to see Sovereign. Let me put it this way. I don't think we're going to see Sovereign in 2021. So that's going to make it, 3 years late? So, man, oh man. But there you are. There's the Sovereign. Indeed. So that was kind of a quick update. But, yeah, we'll get back to the Kevin Sharp. The Kevin Sharp cover here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. All right. Oh, hey there, P-Money. Good to see you here. An update on my Sovereign. That's mine, too. It's mine, too. It's Bear's Sovereign. I don't think it's going to be coming out anytime soon, but what do you know? What do you know? Yeah, I thought he already had a cover too, Marco, for Anthony. I thought he had one too, so I don't know. Maybe it's well, he couldn't, I don't know. He couldn't open up the campaign, could he? And, put out another cover, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like a back cover. Maybe it's a back cover. Yeah, I'm shrugging too. In terms of the latest book, P-Money says, in terms of the latest books, it goes Rooster, Brutus, Sovereign, Detective Dead, which is no longer late, just dead. Yeah, Detective Dead. Oh, man. I feel sorry for those people. I feel sorry for those people. Brutus, I never, I'll tell you a Bear secret. Never really got to any of the Nasser books. Nothing against Nasser or anything like that, but I think he needs a little bit of work, and I think kind of one of those big ones was Brutus. Who did that? It was Delay, right? Donald Delay, doing another book that we're never gonna see, which is gonna be Cash Grab. Yeah, so I think Rooster's gonna be coming probably, I don't know, by the summer, I would say. By the summer, I would say. I think they're kind of getting that one wrapped up. Brutus, no. Sovereign, I don't think we're going to see that one. Detective Dead, Dead on Arrival, DOA. All right. Marco for Anthony is shocked. And he says, or P-Money says, really, I think we'll eventually get Sovereign, but you're right, not 2021. So that would make it, 3 years? How many pages was Sovereign? I forget. 40. Let's just say it was 50 pages or so. 3 years? 3 years? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyways, Mark says he dodged that one. Yeah. It did. I look forward to it if it's ever going to come out, but I don't know. Yeah, delay. I'm only getting Nasser's next book. Oh yeah, yeah. Yes. Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, I was trying to. I was like, he. I tell you what, one of Bear's worst box openings was trying to get into Jiminy Cricket's box there and trying to. So much tape. All right. I'm glad Marco for Anthony agrees with me. All right. Anyways, USA Assassin. Where was Bear? Where was Bear? We're gonna just talk very briefly about USA Assassin. Going to be getting into our story time here. We're going to be doing a little bit of a continuation of the story that Bear's talking about here, but very briefly talking about USA Assassin. It was good. I really liked it. Mark Poulton does a really good job writing and not taking it too seriously and having fun with things. So it was a really good, fun read. I checked it out last night, and some good stuff. Let's see. Mark McMahon doing some good artwork as well. He's really starting to come up. I would kind of describe it as kind of I don't want to be mean, or a very gritty sort of artistic style, which it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but it's pretty good. There's nothing in there that I thought was a bad panel or anything like that. He did a really good job. A lot of the perspective stuff was pretty cool and everything, and very cool, very fun story. The USA Assassin battling a former colleague, I suppose. They were trained by the same, what was his name? Sensei Steel. Sensei Steel. So some great stuff in there. Some really fun stuff there that really, I don't think it was supposed to be a second book or anything like that. If you got I think it was the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first Graveyard Shift. I think USA Assassin was part of the first Graveyard Shift. If I might be mistaken, it might have been part of the second one. But anyways, I don't think they had a plan to do a story, and then kind of came up with this kind of interesting sort of. Oh gosh, what was it based on? He was talking about it was based on. It wasn't Die Hard, but anyways, one of those types of movies where the hero's got to battle all the enemies, and some fun stuff. But you know what? It's not about USA Assassin. The real star of the show. Oh man, I tell you what. Bazooka Dog. One of the best characters, I think, to come out of Comicsgate. Bazooka Dog. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a dog, a cybernetic dog with a bazooka on the back. So there's a piece in there where the kid's like flying on the dog is flying, and the kid is kind of like riding the dog like a horse as it's kind of being powered by a jet or a rocket or something like that. And just some of the sort of outrageous stuff there that it makes Bear laugh. It's some good stuff, but definitely Bazooka Dog. He deserves his own comic, I tell you what. He sure does. And this excuse me. It's gonna I don't know if it's going to be the third book in the Graveyard Shift, but they're gonna have kind of a crossover event, I suppose. So I don't recall if it's the third book or if it's just kind of a crossover book, but they're going to be doing I hope I'm not ruining it for everybody, but the kind of cliffhanger at the very end. The USA Assassin is going to be charged with taking down the Graveyard Shift. So that's going to be great. So looking forward to USA Assassin versus the Graveyard Shift. That's going to be neat. It's going to be neat. So looking forward to checking that out. And gosh, I hope we can finally get a Bazooka Dog comic. That would be cool. All right. Marco 483. Yeah, I'm not getting any Nasser stuff. There we go. And P-Money says he got his USA Assassin with Graveyard Shift 2. Okay, so it was the second book. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was the first book. I remember it was Little Graveyard Shift. That was the included booklet with that. That was with oh gosh. The lady. I'm trying to remember the lady's name. It'll come to me in a little bit, but some good stuff. And looks like the third book. Yeah. Okay. So the third book. Yeah. So I don't know if it'll be the fourth book. There we go. I'm getting them all confused. I'm getting the Graveyard Shift stuff confused here, but I think with the third book, they're going to also do the Little Graveyard Shift. And it's going to be Kyung Lee. Oh man, I tell you what, it was one of those tiers where it was just I wish that they would have just offered it on its own. Maybe they did. I didn't see it, but I would have gotten two if they would have just offered it on their own. But yeah, looking forward to what Kyung Lee does with the little graveyard shift. But yeah, anyways, USA Assassin came with one of the I think P Money's right. It came with the second graveyard shift, kind of as a stretch goal or something like that. So that was good. That was good. Got to check that out. And then he came out with the USA Assassin book number 2 here, Enter Zero Face, with some great stuff here from Kevin Sharp. Holy cow! I mean, I really kind of like the cover. Well, I tell you what, it's got kind of a let's see, it's got a little bit of a. If I just turned off my light there, it would shine a little bit better. Maybe. Let's see. Not shine better. It won't shine. There we go. Yeah, get rid of the shine on there. So, anyway, some good stuff there. From old Kevin Sharp. Doing some good stuff. Actually going to be looking forward to Dragon Guard. Oh boy, Dragon Guard. That's going to be fun. All right. I'm struggling whether to keep buying Graveyard Shift because it seems like Malin is not working on them himself anymore. That's why I didn't get the third book. The lead up to Graveyard Shift 3, it always seemed like Malin was going to be, I thought it was going to be kind of a trilogy, and then he was moving on to, what was it, Project, I forget, Rengar or something like that, whatever he's going to be working on next. So I thought there were going to be, 3 Graveyard Shift, and then off it goes. But yeah, all of a sudden they decide, Aaron Alfeche, I think, did the third book. So yeah, I like the second book. If you saw one of the live streams that Bear did, he actually did a comparison because he got 2 sketches from John Malin, and they both looked almost. I mean, there was a little bit of a difference. It wasn't a photocopy or anything like that, but it looked almost the same. So I was like, I love getting stuff from John Malin, but wasn't a full 100% there. So yeah, I mean, kind of between those two, I says, this is something I might be, and luckily they kind of do the thing where if you miss out on the first campaign or something like that, you can get it in the next campaign. They'll offer the book again. Might not be the cover that you wanted, but that's okay. So anyways, just kind of thinking along those lines of trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I just didn't feel the love for Graveyard Shift 3, other than the Kyung Lee little booklet. That would have been great. That would have been great. Yeah, I'm right there with you, P Money. All right, let's see. Where was I? Where is Bear? I don't know where I am, but I think I'll find it. Sometime. All right, let me get rid of this. Bear with Bear for just a second. As he tries to find the way that he's going to do this. Okay, so let me bring this up because I've got like 20 pages to go through here. So we're gonna be talking about the little. Let's see, where am I? There we are. Gonna be talking about the little screenplay that Bear wrote sometime back. Just a little bit of fun, and thought that maybe it might have had a little bit of a kind of taste on current events that we have going on. So kind of revisited just a little bit of that. And, we were talking about the Japanese internment and all that. Now we've kind of moved on to some World War II stuff. So buckle up. We're going to be talking a little bit about World War II, kind of a probably infamous battle, I suppose. A lot of people got killed. Wasn't very good for our side or for their side, I guess. But yeah, that'll be what we're up to. So let me see if I can go back and we'll just do kind of a quick review. We call it It Can't Happen Here because we're actually taking it off of a novel. It was written a little while back called It Can't Happen Here by interesting gentleman here, Sinclair Lewis. And if you did a little bit of research on Sinclair Lewis and all that stuff, hey, you might get paid off here because we're gonna be talking a little bit about that. So, kind of some interesting stuff where his son actually appears in the screenplay here. So, yeah, it's kind of wraps a nice little bow on it. You know, you never all this stuff that kind of goes on, and it's interesting how all this stuff kind of links together and that sort of thing. So, anyways, we're going to kind of continue in talking about that. But It Can't Happen Here, Sinclair Lewis, talking about kind of a alternate history, 1930s, what would happen if FDR lost? And as they say here, what would happen if America had a dictator? So they kind of talked a little bit about that and kind of delved in a little bit with what we were talking about with the Japanese internment. But our story's kind of taking a little turn just a little bit, and we're going to be talking about World War II here. But just to kind of go back here real quick, main character witnessed the bombing of Pearl Harbor. He was Japanese American, what we would call Nisei, kind of a second generation Japanese American. Father came over off the boat some years before, along with his mother as well, and living across from Pearl Harbor. All of a sudden, all this stuff happens. Looks up in the sky one day, sees the Zeros fly past, catches eye with one of them. Kind of the same ethnicity and everything. So our good friends over at the Federal Bureau of Investigation come by and kind of detain all the people of Japanese ancestry that they've had lists on over the years. So his father was kind of working with a union, the sugar union, trying to help out the workers, trying to teach them some English and everything. So they're doing that, and that got him put on the radar for the FBI. So the FBI came and, all right, you're coming with us, and a little scuffle, and Kenji tries to help out, but ends up causing a lot more damage. And so his whole family is taken imprisoned, I suppose, and then loaded onto our train tracks and headed off into the wild west, what was called Heart Mountain. It was a relocation center, a very nicely named relocation center. Some of us might call it a prison, but that's all right. It, not too many prisons with families in them. So, anyways, or little girls there. But it was a internment camp for the Japanese back then, and at a certain point during the war that was going on, they says, hey, we need some more men of fighting age. So they came to the camps one day, and they says, come on down and help us out. And there's some people that decided not to do that because, hey, we're being interned, and so is our family. We'll help out. We got no problem with that. But hey, let our families go. And a couple of the people there, they formed what was called the Fair Play Committee. So they were trying to just make sure everybody, hey, we didn't do anything wrong. There's no sabotage or anything like that happened with the families that were taken and separated, segregated, I suppose. So formed a little committee there and says, hey, we'll help out, but you got to let us go when families go. U.S. government says, nah, that ain't gonna happen, and we ended up with one of the largest mass trials in U.S. history. But whoops, where'd I go? There we are. But luckily, our main character decided to. Well, he didn't decide. They had a incident there at the Heart Mountain Relocation Center, and apparently, or I shouldn't say apparently, unfortunately, father tries to get in the way. Young Kenji's trying to, he's a little bit of a rabble-rouser, I suppose, so he's out there, chanting, let us go, let us go. Guards are getting a little nervous. Father gets in between. Stuff happens, and then, unfortunately, his father gets shot and killed. And before Kenji is sent off to prison, he's given kind of a second reprieve. So he joins, I don't know if you'd want to say voluntarily or involuntarily, joins up with the army. And they are sent off into the Western Front. They're not going to be going over to the Pacific Theater. They didn't want them over there, so they went over to Europe. And the story that we're going to be kind of talking about takes place in little small village in very far eastern France here, kind of along the German border here. Little town called Grrrrr. Kind of like the cheese. Yes, indeed, the cheese. So There we are. That's kind of what we're looking at. And let me see if I can find a little bit better of a map here for you guys. Oops, not that one. Let me see. There we are. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of an overview of what we're going to be looking at here. There we are. Nice little thing there. All right, so we're just kind of let me get out of that. There we are. Where did it go? I've got so many things here that it just gets a little overwhelming sometimes. All right, it's a little small town called Grrrrr, France. It's being occupied by the Germans, and the Americans come to take it over. So we are introduced with a couple new characters. So we came up with some of the other. Well, we had Truth there. He was in the camps there with Kenji, but some of the other guys, Gimme Gum, Big Mo. Some of the Sergeant Scarface, great name, Sergeant Scarface, as kind of being led, or they're leading a task force to head into the city here. So if you look on the kind of the overhead here, well, let me bring up the other map. Let me see if that helps as well. Maybe that helps. There we are. So they're here on this 555. Oh, you guys can't see where I'm pointing at, but anyways, over there off to the left there, Hill 555. They're about to attack the village of Grrrrr, but they need to take care of the Germans on these hills that you see. So you got Hill A, B, C, and D, and they've got the French names as well: the Boubant, the Chateau, the Vision, and I can't pronounce the Hill D. But anyways, a couple of those. But our task force here, our main character is going to be heading into Grrrrr, kind of ahead of the attack here, because they're going to be firing some artillery shells in there, and they need to make sure that that they don't hit the hospital that's in town, because hey, if you hit the hospital and kill a bunch of people, what's the deal about liberating the town when everybody's dead? So the French people are kind of hiding out in the basement of the hospital. Our little task force here is being sent in without any backup. They're kind of sneaking into the town here, and going to try and set up shop where they can kind of see where the hotel is, and make sure none of the American rounds land on the hospital, but make sure they hit the enemy positions, because that's what you want to hit. So anyways, that was kind of a quick background of what we've been talking about here. Let me just go back. Bear, laugh, rooster, eagle, pirate, yo ho ho. Who do I see playing the main character? Oh my god, Jack Black. Will Smith, Macaulay Culkin. No, because they are Japanese. So anyhow. All right. So let me see if I can do it this way. Click off that. Let's see if I can do the display capture. There we go. Okay. Because before I was kind of just reading, and you couldn't see what I was reading, so I don't know. Maybe we can follow along, because oh boy, Bear a lot of times struggles with his words sometimes. So there we go. There we are. So let me bear with Bear here. Oh, I'm sorry. Just a little quick kind of view. This is kind of where we're kind of looking at, kind of out over the town of Grrrrr there. And let's see, we got a couple other. There we are. It's a nice little quaint village. But over top, they've got these mountains, and they've got artillery there. So very dangerous situation here. So let me see if I can. Oh, we just saw that. Yep, we just saw that. There we are. So our boys are headed into battle here. And why can't I size that right? Let me size that. Oh, dang it. There's so many images here. Gosh. There we are. Okay. All right, just check the chat real quick. All right. Brie Larson, no. Yeah. Boy. Okay. All right. All right, so we'll continue here. We're going to continue. Macaulay Culkin is our main character. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But we shall continue. All right. Exterior, base of Hill 555. Later. And we just kind of our task forces kind of came down off of the hill, being sent in by the commanders there, and they're headed down. All right. Exterior, base of Hill 55. Later, and I'm going to take a brief drink. All right, here we go. Sporadic small arms fire fills the air as Lieutenant Lewis, which would be the son of Sinclair Lewis. There you are. Little bit of trivia. As Lieutenant Lewis talks with the squad leader of K Company, Kenji sits with some familiar faces. Kenji, just tell me, which one of you has the picture? Truth. Hell, Ken. How you lose that picture? Excuse me. Truth. Hell, Ken. How you lose a picture of a beautiful woman like that? Gimme gum. Oh yeah, I think I saw Watabe stroking to it earlier. Big Mo. When's my turn? Kenji. Shut it, fat face, before I... Sergeant Scarface. If you girls are done with the knitting class, we'll be heading out, so sack up. Kenji. Sergeant. Two more join the task force. Medic Jimmy J. Okabo. Oh man, I'm screwing this up. Aboku, classically trained and a bigger man than he actually is. And sniper Hondo Kato, a simple with the mind but quick on the trigger. Lieutenant Lewis. Lieutenant Lewis is going to be the one leading the task force here. Christopher Walken. There we go. I think we got it. Oh, hey Roscoe. I didn't see you there. Good to see you. I don't know who Martin Cove is, but there you are. All right. Lieutenant Lewis. Our mission, gentlemen, shows on his map, to make sure no artillery hits this hospital. Here, we must take this building here on Grand Rue and Rue Abel Ferry. Our best artillery scout, Sergeant Jin from the 552 will be... Sergeant Jin from the 552nd will be Sergeant Roy. Sergeant Jin, with respect, sir, only wishes he could be the greatest. The fighter, the real killer, belongs to one Puka Puka. That would be the 100th Infantry. They're kind of like the, if the 442nd, which is our people here, if they're kind of the regular army, the 100th would be kind of like your Delta Force or like your Navy SEALs or something like that. I mean, they weren't special forces back then, but elite forces. All right. Where to go? Only wishes he could be the greatest. The fighters, the real killers, belong to one Puka Puka. The best of the best, like it or not. Sergeant Scarface. I don't know if this is some kind of psychological ploy of yours, but I'm the head of this task force. Lieutenant Lewis demurs. And I won't let you... pardon me, everybody. I forgot to mention this beforehand. Not safe for work language here. So just so you know, if you enjoyed this, I really hope you did enjoy it. But it's going to have a little bit of a strong language here. So just want you to know. All right. Lieutenant Lewis demurs. And I won't let you fuck this up like you did in Anzio. Sergeant Roy, I did you a personal favor I won't ever do again. I gave you the opportunity to walk out of that situation a clean man as my number 2. Instead, well, look at you, in the rear guard, away from all the action, face all scarred up, afraid to head out, to Lieutenant Lewis, not pure enough for this unit, to Sergeant Scarface. So here we are again, Jen, number 2 trying to get to number 1. You want to climb this mountain where only the very best can be? You either put up or you shut up. Because you're on that plateau in your mind and in your mind only of being a great man. But in my eyes, you're still, if you'll allow me, shows the staff sergeant his rank, shows the sergeant his rank. 3 stripes when I'm 4. You can take charge when I decide, and only when I decide. You got that, artillery scout? Sergeant Scarface. You know, Your arrogance never ceases to amaze me. And yes, you may outrank me, but when you're the greatest, you don't need to tell everyone you're the greatest. Talk is real cheap, but the facts are the facts. And until you can rain down fire and fury on the enemy, you can't call yourself the greatest. And soon enough, you've got to prove you're man enough to take it from me. And that's one job I don't think you're ready for. Staff Sergeant Roy checks his rank. Looks like a winner to me. So you see, Sergeant Jin, you no good son of a Korean, always playing bad dice, can't get nowhere near me. To Lieutenant Lewis. And sir, with all due respect, I don't care where you are in life. If you're not carrying the 4 stripes, you're only second best, no matter what rank you are. And to everyone, this squad deserves the greatest there ever was. Just the pure privilege of walking shoulder to shoulder with me will put you in that book of legendary warriors. Any of you pukes survives this crazy mission can call himself a man. Hold his head high. So gear up, ladies, and move out. I like it. Yes, he would be a great guy. Okay. I missed something in the chat there, but I don't know. The men of the task force respond in the affirmative. As the sun sets, Kenji leads the men into enemy territory. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so they're kind of heading across this sort of area here. You see kind of the little hamlet there, kind of at the sort of right of the screen, lower right of the screen, and the road that kind of leads in kind of towards the larger village there would be Grrrrr. So La Baroque, and going into Grrrrr. So let me see if I can find that. Bear with beer here. Oops, not that one. That's the. We'll get to these in just a second. I thought I had it. Well, gosh darn it. I don't know where it went. All right. Well, anyways, I had a nice little picture of what it was going to look like, but I can't find it. All right. Anyways, so they're trying to come across there. Let me see. Well, I can put it on there because it'll show the. That'll be good. That'll be good. So this is what was called Grand Rue, or Main Street, I guess you suppose. So they're going to be coming in from the opposite. Let me see if I can click on the other one. Let's see if that works. So this is kind of looking down Grand Rue. We were looking back the opposite way. If you kind of went to the left, to the right there, where that street is heading, this is where they're going to be kind of coming in from. Let me see if I can find that map for you. So they're kind of coming in. You kind of see the arrows there. La Baroque. Excuse me. So here we are, kind of. That's right. You can't see my pointer. Coming into Grrrrr there. We're trying to sneak in. So let's see. Let me find if I can. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, close enough. All right. Just to kind of give you kind of what the scene kind of looks like here. Scroll that down just a little bit. There we are. All right. Sorry, everybody. Cove. Think the leader of Cobra Kai. Oh, okay. All right. Bear with me. Yes. All right. The OBS, it gets kind of, I wish somebody else would be able to do this and I could just read. All right. Exterior, Grrrrr, evening. Random machine gun and artillery fire greet the task force as they enter the outskirts of Grrrrr. What they find is chaos. Rue Joffre is engulfed in flames. Citizens form fire brigades, but limited by the water supply. Sushi barks. Oh, I know where that picture is. Gosh darn it. I know where it is. 1 second. Nope, that's not it, but that's a pretty cool picture. Gosh darn it, I thought I had it. There it is. Okay. So this is kind of what it looked like then and what it kind of looks like now. So they were going up the road here, and you can see the hill. Which one is that? Hill B, I think, in the background there. So they'll be heading up this road here. They had to get through this kind of roadblock, but we don't really talk about that too much in the screenplay. But that's what it looked like. It was all bombed out. Oh my goodness, that place got tore up. All right, let's get back to it. Here. All right, Sushi Bark. By the way, I apologize. Forgot to mention one of the main characters here is a dog. Yes, he is. So they did have dogs back in the war. I do promise you that. I couldn't find any that would have actually served in the 442nd. We have Kenji as an engineer. Here we are, as an engineer. So he's helping with the dogs, and they're trying to find some of the mines that were laid by the Germans there. Trying to blow them up there. So the dogs were trying to find the mines. They were doing it where they were trying to look for the mines instead of smell for them. So I don't know what they were thinking back then, but they did have the dogs back then. So there we are. All right. And yes, if you are wondering, the dog is named Sushi. Sushi barks. A German patrol rounds the corner, warns the citizens to get off the streets. Staff Sergeant Roy, get back, back! The task force hides before they can be spotted. A dead horse and an overturned cart provide the only refuge. Oops, I missed my spot. The Germans, meanwhile, scatter to take cover. Incoming. Explosions! A building along Grand Rue is hit. The roof collapses. Sergeant Scarface, need a better position than this. Staff Sergeant Roy, on your feet, pukes. On your feet, pukes. Let me take a drink. All right. On your feet, pukes. Kenji gets up, but Sushi is reluctant. The dog is scared, with all the loud noises. Sergeant Scarface, clear, move out. With no other choices, Kenji lifts Sushi over his shoulders. With no other choice, Kenji lifts Sushi over his shoulders. The task force runs across Rue Joffre and into a burnt-out building, taking cover behind a wall. Let me, I've got a picture of some of that. Let me see. Yeah. So kind of one of the side roads here. Oops. Let me get the other one off. Here we are. This is kind of what, a little bit more modern than that. It was, I think this is probably taken back in the early 1900s, but kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. It wasn't kind of like this little kind of small town. It was kind of a village, but at the same time, I mean, it was small, but built up. It had a, let me go to it real quick here. It had a train station there. That's why it was the important part. A little train station there, a little bit outside of the town there. So that's what the Germans were there for. That's what the Americans were trying to capture back, was this rail line going through this sleepy little village here in eastern France. All right. Let's see. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Oh, and let me show that as well. So they're trying to go to here. I know it kind of breaks everything up. I would rather just kind of read rather than do the pictures, but I think it helps out. Just a little bit. I hope you guys are still there. I haven't looked at the chat in a minute, so let's see. Nobody's. Marco for Anthony's got the thinking face on, but and don't eat the dog raw. This is true. And don't use CGI dogs like Harrison Ford did. No, of course not. All right. I apologize. Mr. Sharpen is one of the, how would you describe it? Scouts, I suppose. He's with the what they'd call the French Forces of the Interior, the FFI, your basic kind of partisans, the French partisans in the war. They were fighting the Germans and putting up the good fight. So Mr. Sharpen is going to be heading with the task force into town here, and he's also, being able to kind of point out some of the landmarks along the way here. All right. The task force runs across Rue Joffrey into a burnt-out building, taking cover behind a wall. Mr. Sharpan, we must get to the college. There, points ahead. The Germans will have lookouts. So this is what the college... They say college. I don't know if it's a different meaning in French or something like that. College? I don't know. Anyways, that's where the Germans, a majority of the Germans were held up. Nice little place to held up there. All right. Hilby to the north and D to the east hover over the town. German artillery fires from their summits. Staff Sergeant Roy. All right, Pukes, move out. The men head out in pairs, hopscotching from one building to another, covered by the setting sun, smoke, and fog. And it's also going to be raining. Staff Sergeant Roy stops short of the college amongst some rubble. The rest of the task force gathers around. Staff Sergeant Roy. Cover up. Check your angles. What is it? Ahead, a roadblock reinforced with a German platoon. I did put it in there. How about that? So anyways, they are hopscotching back and forth. I see the roadblock up ahead. Staff Sergeant Roy. What's the opposition? Mr. Sharpan. Oh boy. Let's see. Can I say this? Can I say this on YouTube? Well, they're the really, really bad Germans that have not one letter, but two letters. There we go. The two-letter Police Regiment 19, the most brutal occupiers from Lyon, SIPOSD. I shouldn't have put that in there. Anyways, really bad people. We were talking earlier, I think on the last one, not too far from Grrrrr was the only concentration camp in France. So these folks were kind of rounding up some people, and they were the baddies of the bad. They had a direct line to the big guy with the funny mustache. All right. Police Regiment 19, the most brutal occupiers from Lyon. Lieutenant Lewis. Read him in. Give me an HQ on the line. Truth spins up the radio, but all he hears is static. Lieutenant Lewis. Damn it, try again. With a free moment, Kenji lets Sushi down and says to Medic Abuku. I keep screwing that up. The medic. He won't stop shaking. Medic hands Kenji some cotton balls and has Kenji hold them against Sushi's ears while he wraps it with gauze. And I've got a picture of that. Not actually of that, but there we are. It works. Sushi isn't as nervous as before. Without radio contact, Lieutenant Lewis has the men press on. Take a drink. All right. Staff Sergeant Roy and Sergeant Scarface throw smoke grenades into Rue Joffrey. Wait, and then have the squad cross under the cover of smoke and fire. And I'll just kind of give kind of a look of what that kind of would look like. Oops, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Or that one. I like that one. All right. So they're trying to cross the street here. They can't get to the main road, so they're going to be going through some alleyways here. The task force enters another destroyed building. Staff Sergeant Roy has Kenji and Sushi up front as scouts. Quietly, they make their way through the rubble to the next street over. Ongoing German artillery fire impacts Hill 555. So the Germans and the Americans are firing back and forth at each other with artillery. Pardon me. There was no air cover. There was no airplanes. I mean, we had complete air superiority, but we had no air cover. So they're firing artillery shells back and forth and going over the heads of our main characters here, and sometimes coming awfully close. The task force reaches Rue Jules Ferry, unnoticed by the two, not one, but two letter policemen that guard the roadblock. Staff Sergeant Roy. Okay, partner, which way? Which way next? Mr. Sharpan. There, points to an alleyway. It runs parallel to Grande Rue. Another smoke grenade, and the task force crosses Rue Jules Ferry. The light rain becomes a heavy downpour. The narrow alleyway runs behind several damaged buildings. Sushi leads, followed by Kenji, Staff Sergeant Roy, Sergeant Scarface, and the rest, all in a single file line. Kenji comes up to a break in the wall. Checks. No movement. He hustles across, followed by Staff Sergeant Roy. Sergeant Scarface checks Grand Rue. 2 Germans walk by. Sushi barks. Bark, bark. The Germans take notice. Walk towards the noise. Staff Sergeant Roy and Sergeant Scarface look at each other. As the 2 Germans approach, each grabs a man. German 1 starts to yell, but Staff Sergeant Roy covers his mouth and pulls out his K-bar, which is a knife. The 2 men struggle over the knife. Yes, there we go. I just said that. The 2 men struggle over the knife. German 2 trips Sergeant Scarface. They both fall to the ground. Staff Sergeant Roy breaks free and slits the German's throat. The open carotid artery spills warm blood onto Kenji. German number 2 kicks away from Sergeant Scarface, attempts to get back up, but Big Mo bashes in his skull with the BAR rifle butt. Let me try that again. With some water. All right. German 2 kicks away from Sergeant Scarface, attempts to get back up, but Big Mo bashes in his skull with a BAR rifle butt. Chunks of bone, brain, and blood spill onto the concrete. Sergeant Scarface and Big Mo look at each other. No time. Incoming. Explosions. Another home along Grand Rue is hit. Staff Sergeant Roy. On your feet. Let's get these bodies off the street. Move. To Mr. Sharpan. Someplace close? Mr. Sharpan. There. Further down Grand Rue. Although many of the homes are bombed out, a few remain semi-intact. Staff Sergeant Roy, Kenji, and Sushi press forward. Kenji sees a door and points for Staff Sergeant Roy. Staff Sergeant Roy. I think I just need to do Roy. Trying to do both of those it's a tongue tie. Staff Sergeant Roy. Count of 3. Behind me. Got it. Don't be intimidated. You're working with the best. 1, 2. Staff Sergeant Roy smashes down the wooden door. Growls. Heads in. Interior. Townhome. Continuous. 2 women tend to an injured patient. Shocked to see armed men burst in. Japanese men at that. Roy has Kenji lower his weapon. Seconds later, Mr. Sharpan enters. And he's going to speak in French to these ladies. Mr. Sharpan, please, don't be afraid. These men are here to help. Woman B, it's about time. Woman A, please, we've an injured man here. And I apologize, I can't do a woman's voice, don't ask. Mr. Sharpan, do you know the way to the hospital? Woman A, yes, she and I work there. Deliver food and supplies. We're heading that way before the bombing began. Roy looks closer at the patient. 2-letter policeman, 28, his head lacerated and his eyes wrapped in bandages. Roy charges, rifle at the ready. Mr. Sharpan stops him. Lieutenant Lewis enters the heated conflict. He and Mr. Sharpan hold back Staff Sergeant Roy and calm him down. Mr. Sharpan. Gentlemen, some discretion amongst the ladies. We also have a source of information. Yes? The policeman doesn't know who we are. These women go to and from the hospital. Could find the lookout quicker than I. We go, pump him full of morphine, and he gives up the other positions of the other 2-letter units. Squeeze him for information. Staff Sergeant Roy, trying to be quiet. I'll squeeze him right now. Woman A, Justine Dumont, 19, a survivor, but also selfless in word and deed, joins the group, while Woman B, Selena Paquette, 30, frantic but determined, tends to the injured the 2-letter policeman. I screwed up. Lieutenant Lewis greets her in French. Miss, Woman A, Mr. Lieutenant Lewis, U.S. Army, an author. Justine, and my friend Selena. Justine rubs sushi on the head and smiles at Kenji. Mr. Sharpan. Madam Justine, can you take us to the Rue Ebli Ferry? Rue Ebli. Oh, man, I'm trying to do this in French and even screwing it up there. Madam Justine, can you take us to the Rue Abel Ferry before the hospital? Can you take us to the road before the hospital is what he's trying to say. We, Justine says. Staff Sergeant Roy. This is the best use of our morphine? Mr. Sharpan. What would save more lives? Information or firing blind? Lieutenant Lewis. Grab the stretcher. Kenji and Sushi hustle outside with Staff Sergeant Roy. All right. I'm ignoring the chat here. I'm sorry. Let's see. Blood, kills, boom. Yep. Bear sees he's laughing out of the gun. No, I'm not. Well, I can try. It doesn't work though. Doesn't work. Yes. Well, no. It's out of the tap. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hello, Simple Jack. I didn't see you there. Hey, how are you doing? Hail to the chat. Hail to the show. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Is Simple Jack from? Is that from the what was the movie with Jack Black in there? Yeah. Anyways, funny stuff. All right. We're doing a little screenplay reading here, so I hope you enjoy. All right. Where was I? Exterior townhome. Moments later, the downpour continues. The squad has covered the Germans in loose rubble. Not the most ceremonial burial, but just enough to keep them out of sight. Lieutenant Lewis. Where's that radio? Truth stepped forward. He and Lieutenant Lewis try to reach HQ. Staff Sergeant Roy. God damn it. Huddle up, pukes. Sushi barks. Sergeant Scarface. Who are they? Mr. Sharpan carries out the 2-liter policeman stretcher with help from Justine and Selena. He calls the medic over and has him administer a few rounds of morphine. Staff Sergeant Roy. Listen up. We've picked up some passengers. Gonna guide us to the lookout point. Yoshido, up front. I expect you to take a bullet before these young ladies. Kenji salutes. Everyone else, behind me. We've... Lieutenant Lewis. Shit! The radio's out. No way to reach HQ. Truth. Too much interference. Somewhere close. Incoming. Explosions! I'm sorry, Truth didn't say incoming explosions. Too much interference. Somewhere close. Then incoming and explosions. A shell lands too close for comfort. Sergeant Scarface. Fuck! Move out! Sushi and Kenji lead the way, with helpful guidance from Justine and Selena. Exterior. Institute. Joan d'Arc. Moments later. The task force heads into a rubble-strewn courtyard. The men checks their sightline. The bombed-out institute haunts these grounds. Justine has Kenji halt the squad and points across the field. There, across Rue... Oh, man, the French words. There, across Rue de la Grrrr. They share a fleeting moment in the rain as Staff Sergeant Roy takes the lead. He tosses a few smoke grenades into Rue de la Grrrr, pauses, and then has the task force cross. Kenji and Sushi go first, followed by Justine and Selena. The task force, then the stretcher team, and Staff Sergeant Roy brings up the rear. Exterior. Apartment building. Night. The shell-shocked building has been hit by artillery shells, but is still standing. From inside, the faint dance of candlelight. Let me see if I've got another picture. Oh, my picture's covering it up, isn't it? Did I? Did I say the GD? I didn't. Did I? I don't recall if I did. If I did, I apologize. If I did, I apologize. All right. That's not quite it, but this is kind of something that we're kind of looking at here. Is they're headed towards an old apartment building that Mr. Sharpan lived in. So let's see. Did I have? Yeah, that's all right. Oh wait. Oh no, I already did that one. Yeah, I already did that one too. Okay. This is what happens when you have 50 bazillion photos and you can't figure out which one you're going to do first. All right, anyways. Oh, chat. I'm sorry, chat. Let's see. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Well, sorry, Bear. I can't bring my 7-year-old to watch this movie anymore. P-Money, I'm sorry. It's a World War II movie. What do you want me to do? Now I can't bring my daughter because of swearing. I can't bring my wife because of the makeout scene in the film. Well, sorry. It's okay. We'll remove the profanity, make Sushi an talking animal sidekick, and have Kenji sing a song about wanting more. Okay. Oh, hey, Miguel. How are you? Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, we are. It is a screenplay that Bear wrote, and we're talking about a little bit about World War II and kind of some fun adventures. I do got to warn people. I apologize, everybody. I'll do it again. There is some foul language, wartime situations, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. If you thought the little bit of bloodshed before was bad, oh, good gravy, you haven't seen anything. All right. Anyway, so we continue here. Oh, I need to resize. I'm sorry. Resize this. Where is it? So you guys can read along. Read along because Bear tends to mumble his words and screw up. There we go. There we are. All right. Where was I? Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Gotta find my place. The shell-shocked building has been hit by artillery shells, but is still standing. From inside, the faint dance of candlelight. Kenji stops short. Sushi growls. Sergeant Scarface comes up. Fucking hell, what's the holdup? Kenji, I think there's some Germans. Sergeant Scarface, fucking Germans, kid. They're fucking Germans. The men halt and take position around the large wooden door. Staff Sergeant Roy returns from the rear guard. Staff Sergeant Roy, I see you up here, taking point. Let me make something very clear to you. Very clear. Long before you think about representing this squad. First off, if you're going to pass off like me, you better have a sharper uniform than this, Jin. Man. First off, if you're going to pass off like me, you better wear a sharper uniform than this, Jin. Sergeant Scarface. From someone like you, I expect no less. But despite your slick talk, I have paid the cost to be a combat scout. And the day will come when you and I go to head. But right now, we have an unknown number of Krauts inside. So what's our plan, Staff Sergeant? Staff Sergeant Roy. Jin, you ever taken a POW before? Sergeant Scarface. Only if he's got decent fucking cigarettes. Roy. All right, on 3. The two men take positions at the door. Kenji stays behind and helps secure Justine and Celine. 1, 2. Staff Sergeant Roy bursts inside. Sergeant Scarface valiantly follows behind. They take the German forces by surprise, followed by, and he's speaking from inside, off screen here, Sergeant Scarface. Clear! Bring him in! After a moment, the team heads inside. Interior, apartment building. Moments later. Let's see, how many more pages do I got? Whew, 10 more. I gotta get through this. Power through it. Power through it, Bear. Interior, apartment building. Moments later. The building is a mess. Debris is everywhere. A broken staircase leads upstairs. Holes in the walls and roof allow rain to trickle in. Further inside, German soldiers, boys really, are lined up. Staff Sergeant Roy. Speak English? While the soldiers look at each other, the stretcher team parks the double letter policeman nearby. I'm just gonna say policeman. I hope you guys understand. Drunk on morphine, he sings songs to himself. So he's singing to himself, high on morphine. One of the German soldiers steps forward. German soldiers. Yeah, please. Staff Sergeant Roy. You see him? Where are the rest? German soldier. They leave. Only youth and fanatics. I'm not going to try that one in German. Yeah, they stay behind. Mr. Sharpan walks over and finishes the song with with the policeman and speaks to him in German. Mr. Sharpan, which way to Command HQ? The policeman. The brewery, but only radio men are left. Confuse the Americans. Mr. Sharpan shares this new information with Lieutenant Lewis. As he does, Selena rushes over and straddles the officer. Where's Barbie? Tell me. The policeman. Yeah, Barbie, we meet in a bar. You see, this rat hole in Lyon, dank, depressing, even worth service. And in the back, washing dishes, is this girl. I say girl, 13, 14, but developed. Her father, uncle, I don't know, finds Barbie talking with her. Selena cuts him off. I don't care about your drinking stories. Where is he? The policeman. A day ago. Hey, leave, tell us to clean up the town, plunder what we could. I see this beautiful table to take back home. And then boom, American shell hits and everything goes dark. I wake up to find Selena cuts him off. Selena has had enough. She brandishes a knife and plunges it deep into the policeman's chest. The policeman continues to laugh, oblivious to the pain. Selena, shocked, stabs him several more times. Blood pours out of the policeman and onto the ground. He continues to laugh before passing. The rest of the team exchange looks, dumbfounded. Selena. You are rodent, vermin. Come into town and pillage everything in sight, then turn tail and run when you can't fight back. How dare you hold us hostage? How dare you allow a girl to be raped? Just a night ago, on this very street. I'll have my justice. I will take it if necessary. Where is Barbie? Mr. Sharpan stops Selena, holds her safe. For P money, GD, I want everybody. Incoming explosions. Another artillery shell hits a nearby field. In the chaos, one of the German soldiers runs away. Sushi gets loose and chases after him, and chases him outside. Exterior. Rue Ebil Ferry. Continuing. Kenji and Staff Sergeant Roy follow, just as Sushi catches up to the German soldier. Sushi instinctively leaps into the air and bites the soldier on the arm, ripping flesh from bone. The soldier screams as he painfully breaks away from Sushi, stumbles around for a moment, clutching his arm. Staff Sergeant Roy. Come on, Yoshito. Put the boy out of his misery. Kenji stammers. Let's go. Get your dog already. Kenji fires. Bang, bang, bang. Through the smoke and rain, they come across Sushi as he still chews on the dead soldier. Kenji grabs Sushi's leash. Staff Sergeant Roy. Hold on to him. I'm not... Crack! Staff Sergeant Roy is hit in the leg, falls down. A German patrol has heard the noise and spotted the task force. They fire from the... A German patrol has heard the noise and spotted the task force. They fire from behind a pile of rubble. Kenji drags Roy into a shallow ditch. Roy. Toss a pineapple, puke, while I patch myself up. Kenji readies a grenade, pulls the pin, and throws it. Just short. Boom! But Kenji's grenade distracts the Germans long enough for the task force to return fire. Sergeant Scarface from across the street. Fall back! Roy. Aim's terrible, you know that? Now help me up, dog catcher. Kenji lifts Staff Sergeant Roy from the ditch and helps carry him out with Sushi in tow. The task force returns fire and allows Staff Sergeant Roy, Kenji, and Sushi to hastily retreat into the apartment building. You know what? I should have added a little bit more to that because it just kind of ends. Damn it. Anyways, they make it back. They're in the building. All right, let me quickly check the chat here. Yes, the box office. P Money can't watch it. Ay. The fact that Bear is mangling words is already a scientific marvel. It's true. The sad part is I wrote this and I'm still. Klaus Barbie is a really, really, really bad dude. He doesn't make another appearance, but do check out Klaus Barbie if you ever want to check that out. I just want to know how many of Bear's claws broke off trying to type the script. I tell you what, I injured one of my claws the other day, and it hurts like hell. I can't do too much. I can type with one hand. That's about it. That's the other reason that a lot of this is little bit iffy tonight. Were you in Bocage or Battle for Paris? No, this would be October 44, so middle of October. So it's well after all that. All right. Yeah. Yes. Many claws were damaged. All right. Let me take a pause because I'm going to grab something to drink. Be right back. Bear with beer. Oh, man, I tell you. The pollen, the smoke now, makes Bear's throat. I tell you what. All right. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to finish the Grrrrr section. I didn't want to really break this up, although I've probably broken it up enough here already. All right. Let me do this real quick so I can read along and not have to worry about the clicking. Let's see. Where's the one? Oops. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So this is Grrrrr, headed towards the hospital. Our intrepid characters would be held up in one of the farther buildings along the way there, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here. Interior apartment building later. In a downstairs room, Kenji stands guard on the remaining German POWs, while Justine comforts Selena in the corner. In the grand hallway, Task Force 1 has formed a crude perimeter. The medic tends to Roy as he barks orders. He's not actually barking, he's just, doing orders. Staff Sergeant Roy, tighten up, keep those sight lines, and cover those alleyways. In his perch 3 stories up, Sniper Kato spots trouble, yelling downstairs. Got a platoon or more coming in. Mr. Charpin, the reserve garrison at La Bule. So they're going to be heading down this road, you see. Truth has some luck with his radio and shows Lieutenant Lewis. Truth, sir, the signal. Something's wrong, though. The radio's main channel is clear, but the English is almost too perfect. The alternative channel is faint and spoken in rural Japanese. Lieutenant Lewis chooses the first channel. Lieutenant Lewis into the radio. HQ, do you copy? This is TF1. TF1, request a fire solution. Over. Radio. Copy, TF1. Your current position. Over. How do you copy, TF1? Sergeant Scarface recognizes the trap. He grabs the microphone from Lieutenant Lewis and quickly switches the channel. Sergeant Scarface. Don't you see what's going on? That fucker was right. They've cracked our codes. To the squad. Which one of you speaks Japanese? They look at each other. Truth. Staff Sergeant Roy and Medic X. Medic X? No. Why did I say Medic? No. The medic, anyways. And the medic grew up on the mainland. Big Mo and Gimme Gum grew up on Hawaii, but only know a few words. Gimme Gum. Fuck, I'll give it a shot, Sergeant. Sergeant Scarface hands him a map and the radio coordinates. Gimme Gum tries to translate in his best Japanese. Into the radio. Gimme Gum. HQ, I am TF1. Fire is the solution. 1 round movement. My house, 5246391. Need company. More than. Radio. Static. Dumbass, come back when you can speak to me in Japanese. Over. Sniper Kato from his perch upstairs. More coming, boss. Lot more. Kenji runs over and grabs the mic. Sergeant Scarface looks at him fatefully for a moment before he hands the map over. Sergeant Scarface. Oops, my lights went out. Sergeant Scarface. Numbers for Grrrrr. Just outside. Don't fuck this up. Kenji, into the radio and speaking Japanese. HQ, FDC. This is TF1. Fire solution. 1 round adjustment. Position, 5246-3901. Request action. Over. Radio. Static. 1 round adjustment. Mark. Kenji. Sergeant. Sergeant Scarface yells to Sniper Kato. Keep a sharp eye, kid. The squad looks at each other in disbelief. Truth. When did you learn to speak Japanese, Ken? Incoming. Explosion. Sniper Kato yells down. Just short, 200 yards or so. Sergeant Scarface scribbles on a pad and hands it to Kenji. Into the radio. Speaking of Japanese. Drop 100. Fire for effect. The radio. Danger close. Kenji. Fire for effect. Sushi barks. The Germans march down Grrrrr. The squad fires back. Incoming. Explosions. Shells rain down on the Germans. Those that remain alive flee in panic along Grrrrr. Sniper Kato, yelling downstairs. They're running, sir. Fires a shot. They're running. The scene hardly calms down before Truth comes unglued. The fuck, Ken? You're a Japanese spy? Pushes Kenji. Huh? Were you? Fucking traitor? Kenji and Truth fight. Sergeant Scarface pulls them apart. That's enough. While Jerry's running, we need to get a team to the hospital. Right now. Listen. Staff Sergeant Roy. There you are, making the mistake thinking you're the greatest. Sergeant Scarface, to Gimme Gum and Medic. Kick that crowd off the stretcher and take the staff sergeant away. To Big Mo and Kato. You two, guard these ladies. When you get there, hunker down. FFI will be leading in the 36th Infantry Division. What's the passcode? To Mr. Sharpan. What's the passcode? Mr. Sharpan. Soup de frere. That's pea soup. Sergeant Scarface. Got it? Get out of here. While the POWs file out, Justine takes a look back at Kenji. Gimme Gum. To Kenji. I smelled you out, liar. Only a fool or dog could trust you now. Sergeant Scarface. Enough. Get moving. Yoshito, upstairs. Your first watch. Shunned by friends, Kenji heads upstairs to the broken suitcase. Heads up the broken staircase. Sorry. Sushi, the only companion he has left. Take a drink. Oh. I'm making P Money mad here. That's funny. I apologize about that, but I guess I could do elf something. I don't know. Japanese traders fight in Italy, not France or Belarus. No, they did. This goes back earlier in the story. So, like I said, there was issues with the Pearl Harbor, and that's where Kenji came from. So he came over and went into a internment camp, and so they were wondering, hey, you came over from Hawaii. How did that work? They're only taking people from the mainland. Oh, no, I'm not not anything bad or whatever. So now he's starting to speak Japanese, and they think he's a traitor, but he's not. He's cool. He's just been lying to these people. And they the 442, the 100th, they went up through Italy. They, I think, fought in Sicily. I don't know. I know they fought in Italy, and then went up, and then over, I guess, over and then up into France, through the south, and then kind of over. Let me see if I've got the picture here. I sorry, folks. I sometimes get distracted, but let me just kind of set the theme here, set the image here for you guys. Not that one. Here we go, just in case people kind of come in late and everything. So there's France, and we're talking about the very, very far east, almost into Germany there. So, they came up through the... you can't see my mouse. They came up through the south there, through Italy, and then came around. So Switzerland is right below. Italy off to the right there. And that's where we're talking about. So that's where they're fighting. And then they ended up getting... some of them got sent back to Italy. Some of them got sent... further on, and we'll discuss that later, but not right now. Not right now. And I'm almost done here, folks. I promise. It's 56 pages, and we're on 54, so only 2 more pages. Okay, and I'll try not to do too many F words for P Money. Interior, apartment building, morning. The 3rd floor apartment is one of the few left intact. It provides a full view of Grrrrr and the surrounding hills. And the super... Well, here we go. Could have mentioned it earlier. Super, 18 October 1944 at 9:40 hours. So it's middle of October of 1944. Lieutenant Lewis. And he's speaking about his parents. So if you guys looked ahead in one of the earlier episodes, you'd be right along here. All right, Lieutenant Lewis. Divorced, so neither of them cared. Drifted in and out of cafes, absorbing the language. Mr. Sharpan. Famous author's son left and... I gotta say that in French. Famous author's son left an Parisian cafe, you poor boy. Sergeant Scarface. Yoshito, what's your effing story? Why are the guys so mad? Kenji. I guess I could have wrote this instead of talking about it, but anyways. Kenji. Didn't want them to know I spoke Japanese. Looks suspicious. Father taught Japanese in the sugar field laborers. Father taught English to the sugar field laborers back home. When the FBI came, they think we're traitors. I make stupid mistake, get sent to... The radio suddenly hums to life in Japanese. Radio. Fire solution set. 1 round adjustment. How copy? Over. Kenji. Into the radio. Copy. Engage targets. Over. Radio. Copy. Over. Sushi barks. At the base of Hill D are the German redoubts in the Bexon Brewery and the Palace Stanalis. I keep screwing that up. Palace Stanalis. Stanalis. Whatever. The Brière's hospital is several hundred yards to the east. Sergeant Scarface spots for the first round. Incoming explosions. Targets all around Grrrr are hit with a single shell. One of these shells comes too close to comfort for the hospital. Comes too close to the hospital and to comfort. Sergeant Scarface scribbles a few notes and hands them to Kenji. Kenji into the radio. HQ, FDC, this is TF1. Add 150 yards. Fire for effect. Over. Radio. Add 150 yards. Copy. Good luck. Over and out. Kenji to Sergeant Scarface. Effing Germans. Sergeant Scarface. You're GD right. This is hard, Peabody. You're GD effing right. Mr. Sharpan falls back into the apartment. He uncovers a loose floorboard and pulls out a bottle of wine. Sushi barks. Mr. Sharpan. Gentlemen, to the liberation of Grrrr. Incoming. Explosions. And for the next full minute, hundreds of American shells rain down on the hills surrounding Grrrr. 5 artillery battalions, 60 guns in total, fire with maximum effect. That's a lot. That's a lot. A whole minute of just boom, 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 boom. After a short lull, the town is hit again, this time with smoke shells. Grrrr is covered in a thick haze. A whistle, then machine gun fire. 3rd Battalion comes into Grrrr from the west, the Texans from the south. Street by street and house by house, the units face heavy German resistance. After the wine is gone, Mr. Sharpan hands out some fancy cigarettes. Kenji lights one up and coughs. Oh, I'm about to cough. Lieutenant Lewis. To my book, The Great Battles and Heroic Victories. Father's not the only one who will win a Nobel. Sergeant Scarface. I'd hold that victory parade till we get some momentum. Hill D right there is going to take some time. The hills beyond are filled with thick forest. Mr. Sharpan. We, the Vosage has remained unconquered since Roman times. Our units proudly fought the Germans in these hills until the surrender. The Germans will fight fanatically for their homeland, to the death. I don't even know if the great American army can win here. Kenji coughs on his cigarette. Ugh, and I'm about to cough. I tell you what, the pollen, the smoke, the owls getting it on. Oh, it's all just, I tell you what. Anyways, that is the very end of our Battle of Grrrr story. We're gonna actually pick this up. Some of you guys might have heard about the Battle of the Lost Battalion, and that's what we're going to be doing next. Because, and I just found this out today. Let me get rid of this. That we've got a Comics Gate connection here. I didn't even know about this. It's pretty cool. So we actually have a comic book that was already written sometimes back by our good friend Billy Tucci, Sergeant Rock. Billy Tucci, The Lost Battalion. So there you go. If you guys have that, maybe you can check that out. Maybe read ahead, see what we're going to be talking about here. But there you go. So we're going to be talking about that next battle here. Coming up hopefully Wednesday. We're going to try and do these Wednesdays and Saturdays here. So hope to try and do that Wednesday. We're going to kind of continue with that with our kind of World War II story here. Apologize to some of the people who have, it's kind of a kid-friendly channel. I don't want to say it's kid-friendly or anything like that, get in trouble with YouTube, but, we don't do a whole lot of cursing or anything like that on the channel, so I apologize about some of the word language here, but there you go. All right, let's get back to the chat here, see what you guys have to say. Let's see. Gotta drink something here. Yeah, I did break off some claws writing the script. I did. How long does it take to go to the stream to drink? Oh, to the stream. Yeah. It's the river. It's not a stream. Okay. Oh, I should let Bear know that my daughter had sushi for supper. Grrrrr. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Was it salmon? This is Mark question mark has the best question. Was it salmon? Marco Fuente. Tuna and shrimp, I'm afraid. Well, everybody makes mistakes. That's all right. Yes. Yeah, we did the Miguel thing. Yeah, this is the other. Thank you. Mark always has the best questions. Was it at least tempura fried shrimp? And P Money says yes. I love tempura fried shrimp. Okay, good. I don't know why Marco Fornithing is cursing, or maybe he just wants to give me money. If that's the case, I'll take it. I need to figure out how to do that. I don't even have one of those. What do they call that? The for fans or the hey, give me money at my Patreon. Yeah, send it on over to Bear's Patreon. I don't even have Patreon. I can't even do monetization here on the live stream. I not that I'm trying to or anything like that. I actually think, you know what, guys, one of the most important things that you can give isn't just money, it's also your time. So, I mean, that's something that I appreciate very much. And, we try to make sure the stream goes swimmingly here, but sometimes, I tell you what, sometimes I screw up. Sometimes I'm still trying to do OBS and doing all that other stuff, but, trying to get some stuff where it's entertaining for you guys. So, not asking for any money, not asking for any of that stuff, but, just trying to have some fun here. But hey, you know what? If you do want Bear to get monetized, hey, share that out on the old Twitters or whatever. I'm not on Twitter. I don't care. Send that out and share the link. Let everybody know that we're doing some World War II stuff here. It might be kind of interesting for some folks, and also kind of a hey, just general like I said, I'm just kind of trying to find some pictures today, and boom, Sergeant Rock, Billy Tucci. Holy cow! I knew he did some I think it was Sergeant Rock stuff. I thought I saw some of that stuff with the. I'm pretty sure Billy has broken Gary Shipman's record for updates. I think it was up to like 140 some odd updates for she. So I don't know which one it was, but he did have I'm pretty sure it was a Sergeant Rock, but it had to do with the battle of the gosh, what am I trying to say? The Battle of the Bulge. I think it had to do with that, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, that was pretty cool. So you know what? Everything links back around. We started our story. The whole thing is titled "It Can't Happen Here." The author is Sinclair Lewis, who's one of our characters that we're talking about today. His son. His son. So it all just kind of wraps back around. Life is just interesting like that. Yes, it was. I don't know why Mark says so I feel better, but there we go. All right. What would Bear offer for a Patreon? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. What do they? I've seen some things where they like put it at the very end, like, hey, so and so did the Patreon or whatever, credits or something like. I don't know. Probably do like a special video or something like that, right? You do kind of like a special video series, I suppose. I don't know. Dancing, dance videos. Yeah, we can do that. We can do Patreon. What would it be? $9.99 a month. Nothing but, Bear just getting down and boogie. That's right. I don't think people would be demanding refunds. Bear only fan. Dancing Bear. Yes, Dancing Bear. Actually, I've over the years I've done some stuff where I've at the very end of some of the videos I'll do kind of a little dance thing or whatever. I don't think I've ever put that together in kind of a video. So that might be Bear dancing through the years at the end of his recording might be something to think about there for an extra video one of these days. So There we are. Synchronized Swimming. That's interesting. Interesting. Who would I be synchronizing with? That would maybe some of the kayakers out there. Maybe a manatee. I could synchronize swim with the bear and the manatee. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ice skating routines to music. We don't have that much ice here in Florida. Maybe in the freezer, but that's about it. That's about it. Let's see. I think we got down to freezing a couple times this past winter, but nothing major. Nothing major. I'd say bear risque clothing for Perion, but he's already naked. That's true. This is all you need is just a little bit of fur, strategically placed fur. That's right. Does fur count as clothing? Well, if you skin, if you skin poor bear and then wear it, I suppose it would. I suppose it would count as clothing. I don't know. I mean, you have hair on top of your head, so does that count as a hat? I don't know. Maybe. The people that cut off their hair, go completely bald, are they naked on top? I don't know. Don't know. All right. Not good idea. Search for dancing bears. AT blood. That's right. Gotta do the safe search when you do that. That's right. You don't want to come across any sort of thing there where bald is beautiful. Well, I guess Picard would agree with that. And Telly Savalas, and who are some other famous baldies through the years? I don't know. That's all that I can think of. Oh, Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor. I think there's a lady in Congress that has a completely bald head as well. Kind of looks like a Romulan, in fact. Anyways, Marco for Anthony is not searching that. Well, that's a good thing. All right. Well, once again, we are finished with our little bit of a script. I hope you guys are actually enjoying this. We kind of started out kind of as, talking about a little bit of current events and how that kind of played in with the screenplay that Bear wrote a while back, and now we're kind of talking about World War II stuff. I don't know how many of the people knew about the Battle of Grrrrr. We just talked about the very beginning. We didn't actually do the whole battle. Gosh, I rewrote this script. Oh man, I tell you what, 50 different times. So many. So I had some stuff in there that had that's why I think there was one part where I was like, hey, wait a minute, I should have added a little bit. I probably did, and I cut it out or something like that. So, one of the scenes just kind of ended pretty abruptly. So maybe I should go back and kind of just add just a little bit. I had this script, gosh, it was like 100 and, I think getting close to 140 pages. Most screenplays are between, it depends, comedies are shorter than dramas, but, probably between 90 and 120 pages. 120 pages is kind of pushing it. And you figure about a minute per page here. So, 120 pages would be 120 minutes. So it'd be 2 hours. Here, I whittled it down. Went from nearly 140 pages down to, let's see, what is it? 112 pages. So, a lot of cutting. A lot of cutting went involved with that. So, anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying it, and do appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys kind of sticking with me with the throat is going on me here. The pollen and the smoke and the owl having sex. It's terrible. So, I appreciate you sticking through with all that stuff. Somehow kind of bumbled my words as well. I wrote the dang thing and still bumbled through it, trying to speak French and all these different languages. Bear barely understands English. He can barely speak English. So that's a mess, but I do appreciate you guys hanging in there and sticking through it. All right. Halle Berry is bald? Really? What? Where? No. I mean, look, Halle Berry is fine. So, yeah, I agree with you. But Halle Berry's bald? Really? I don't know. I don't know about that one. But, you know what? I think that's a good place to leave it on. Halle Berry, beautiful, bald or not. I think that's a good place to leave it. So, all right, everybody. Marco for Anthony, P Money, Miguel. Haven't seen you in forever. A couple other people joined us as well. It's great to have you all on a Saturday. Hey, you could be doing anything you want on a Saturday evening. You're spending it with Bear. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, thank you. She shaved a few times. Look it up. Okay. I'm not gonna say no to that. All right. All right. In that note, beautiful Halle Berry, bald Halle Berry. I think that about ends it. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you here probably Wednesday, hopefully. Same bat time, same Bear channel, and we'll hope to see you again Wednesday, 8 o'clock. But until then, have a great weekend, and I hope you take care. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.